Hello and welcome to part 2 of dry wash. I'm George Coll and part 2 was balance. And before I talk about balance here, when I came in this morning, looked at the painting, I saw that I had some drawing problems and I had to make those changes in the cliffs. So that was my major change that I had to do. Get your drawing issues out of the way first. Which reinforces the importance, I think, to get your drawing right, which I didn't. You can eliminate that by doing sketches. That's the way I was taught, doing sketches in the sketch pad till you like the composition. But, you know, what can I say? Do what I say, not what I do. Color balance is getting the right color and value mixture, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10. Grayscale, darker, lighter, and with a color mixture. So every color has a value to it depending on if you make it lighter or darker. So we did a lot of that today, and this is what we came up with. So I still think we have at least 2 more sessions to go. And with that, enough of me talking. Keep painting. Paint with your friends, get outside and paint, and don't be intimidated by a white canvas. Keep painting, you know, you'll get through it. Let's paint. All right, bye-bye. Hello, and welcome to part 2 of dry wash. And as I said yesterday, this is over in the Utah Canyonlands area. And today is Balance Day, but I have, you know, when you come in and get a fresh look at your painting, you can realize something's wrong. So I had a drawing problem. I know, what a surprise. But I need to increase the size of these shapes of the cliffs. So I'm going to rearrange that, get that done first. So take care of your shapes first, and then we can get into color balance. Color balance is this dark enough compared to the lights? Is the light enough? And then is the light warm or cool? And you're asking yourself all those questions. All right, so first of all, let's get back to shapes. I don't know what happened, but this morning I had a spill up here on my palette. And I think Studio Cat must have knocked over one of my little holders of clean turp. So I have clean turp there in that small one, and then I have kind of a dirty turp that I do most of my cleaning in. But if I'm doing mixing with color, I use my little bit of clean turp. All right, let's change those shapes. So let's make a drawing change. So what I think I'm going to do is go with transparent oxide brown. And I think what we need here is a deal that goes farther out and down. And then she goes down here somewhere. Then up. And that means these guys are going to be going around like this. I added some transparent oxide brown on this one. This has to be leveled and have a shape change. I need more room, so I'm going to move this over here to here, and I'm going to eliminate this here, since I need more room. And I have to level this. Since to go a little wider. And this has to go down, and then it has to go up. And this has to be removed up in there. And let me see, add a little blue, a little transparent oxide brown. And let me get this guy corrected. That's correct. But this has to have a long angle going this way, and this has to go more down like that. Okay, changes are made. Now we have to get in there and do some, and then this has to be moved over. I'm going to get some lighter values and darker values. So I'm going to go transparent oxide red, and then some titanium white, and this has to go more like this. More white. I'm going to add some yellow ochre to it. Transparent oxide red, white, and I think more like this, right out here. And then I have to get this background color, I think, in here. And a little bit of gray in there. Let's see. Kind of a gray thing here. And then I'm going to go with a lighter color right in here. And here. And I think we need some of this green, dark. And then some, I think it was just Naples white. Naples white. And this goes over here. And a little bit of green stuff, whatever this is, over in here. Okay. And give us some gray and brown over here. Gray, brown. And I think this bush is bigger, this juniper. And it kind of has a thing going down here. All right, I'm going to get back and look. And it's looking better. Better. I think we need some red down here. With some scattering of dark in a few places. Okay. I think our changes are working. Okay, now I'm going to start working on some values. I'm checking my darks, and I need some darks in here. And this goes down and up. And down the dark. All right. Kind of feels like a gate. I should have named this painting something to do with a gate. So if you come up with any good ideas for a title on this, give me a heads up. All right, so I think the changes are pretty good. Now it's time to do more color balance. So the sky is just kind of one value. I need to change that and get lighter closer to the horizon, darker as it goes up. But I think there's work to do up here. There's definitely work to do in those cliffs. And yeah, I think we're coming along pretty good. All right. I think we're doing this justice so far. All right, let's clean the palette and get into color balance. Color and value balance. All right. So what I want to do here is get into these lighter areas and work with the lights up on top of the reds. Then I'm going to move down into the reds. So we're going to go green, red, the complements. Okay, so let's go Naples. You know, the Naples I got from gambling is usually really good, but this one was really, it didn't have much oil in it. It's really thick. Let me get rid of this titanium. It's a little lumpy on this center pile. And let me make it lighter, warmer. I'm going to get some transparent oxide red in it. And I think I need a little green. So I'm going to use some, what is this? Shiva green. And it's got some brightness to it. It might be too bright. So let me bring some transparent oxide red in it. Let's go back to Shiva and dull it down with a little bit of permanent green. And I'll see how that works. Okay, put my glasses on. And I'm going to get something a little stiff. And this is a 2025 number 4 long flat rosemary. And I'm going to start working in that in here. And in here. Some of that green I put down from yesterday is coming through nicely. I think I have to break this up a little bit too. In other words, break it with a dark coming through. It's too much of a snake coming through here. Long snake. Oops. That was my grip that keeps my palette from moving around so that the overhead camera can be squared onto what's below. Okay, now I'm going to go add some transparent oxide red to that and move into a slightly different area up there. I'm just still working on balance. There's a lot of light up on the upper area. So this transparent oxide red in this mixture kind of warms it up. Whoop, let's get some more brown in there. There we go. I'm going to add just a little touch of cad orange. Cad orange. Really mixing it together here to try to get some good solid mixture. All right, with that, can I use any of this down here? I don't know. Think not. Let's see if I can lighten up this yellow right here with this brown and lighten this area. It's lightening right here. So again, I'm just putting big blobs of color to balance things. The blobby stage. Yeah, it looks good from back there. Now I need some of the same stuff right in here. Adding more white, more Naples. Mixing it into the brown just a little bit. the right value in this area. I think I need some right here. It's kind of got some light going onto it. Not quite sure how to describe it, but it must be bulging out at one area. And I'm going to add some light. That was probably a little too much light, but I could knock it back in a little bit. I think I'm adding more white to this mixture, and I'm going to really put a big light area right here, and I'm going to angle this down just a little bit, and this is going to go over here too. Whew. We're working pretty good. Let me check my time here. All right, 15 minutes left. We are cruising. And there's got to be a light right in here, and a little bit here, and a little bit right in here. Now there's light in here. And a good dark. Let's mix up some dark. Mixing a blue, green, whatever, I don't know, some darky stuff here. And more blue, more red, brilliant, nice dark. And I think there's a nice dark right in here, and a few in here. All right, the other thing I have to keep in mind, I've got an elongated canvas more than I have here with the reference. So I'm always trying to change things, which means this is going to be a little longer. And this so far I think is working out pretty good. But there we go. Now, the other thing is, we have a lot of lights coming through these greens, so I'm just going to spread some of this sandy light color through this grassy area here. Okay. It's working so far. Oh man, I don't have coffee today. I should have had coffee. When I come back, I like to drink my coffee. Now I wonder if this is too narrow when I got back, this bold area here. So let's get into the red now and make whatever changes we need to do in there. So let me clean up my warms here. And I think I could use that dark maybe later. And really give this mixing area a clean sweep. Okay. Let's get into the red. So we need some alizarin and orange. Some transparent oxide red. Transparent oxide red. Spread it out here a little bit, and then I'm going to go some lighter and some darker. I went a little too light there. I'm going to add some brown in there. more brown. More red over here, more orange. And a little yellow ochre, and a tad of viridian into the lighter area. Well, there was a little too much viridian. Let me see. Let me get some orange in this lighter area. And some nibbles. There we go. I think we're good. It's a good starting area. And I'm going to go with a rosemary. It's kind of stiff. It's a 2025. It's a little stiffer than the 279s. All right, let's go with some changes here. We need a change here and widen this guy here. And bring some stuff down in here. Actually, I think I see some blues down there. I'm going to add some ultra to this red mixture and get more a little bit in the purple thing. I just had a little diazoline too into here. All right, let's go back to the red mixture. I better clean this brush. I've got too much purple in it. And let's go back to the red. Go darker up on top. Alizarin, orange, blue, alizarin. There we go. And we need some down in here. Let's go to the other side. Alizarin. Work the upper area. And we need a dark, so I'm going to go blue, alizarin, transparent oxide red, transparent oxide red. This area is kind of dark. And there's a good dark right here. All right, let's go lighter now. Gonna add some red to this mixture right down here. Some Naples, alizarin. It's a pretty color. And I'll put some right up in here. I need a really good sharp edge right in here. And I think I'm going to bring these rocks over here. So it's not such a straight edge. And I'm going to get into some viridian now. And add some of that in some places here. Kind of a grayer color. And I'm going to add some lights to some of these, this gray or green on top of some of these bushes here. It just seems to be up on the upper area, it seems to be a little lighter and a little greener. And I'm going to thin this out with some clean turp, with a clean rag or paper towel, and run some of that here so it's not quite so bright with the warms. Then I'll spread this wealth around a little bit up on top too. It's a very thin mixture. Whew. I better check my time. Okay, 5 minutes. Man, this seems to be going well. All right, there are some darker greens. I'm going to go to olive and a little bit of viridian, olive, viridian, and there's some sharper greens down here. And I think some darks too. And I'm going to go a little bit more olivey instead of viridian as I go up. And I need some over in here too. And let's run some Naples through there. Naples, titanium, Naples, titanium, Naples. Boy, that green is influential, I'll tell you. Should have cleaned my brush. It's a little too strong there, but I think we need some strength up in here. All right. Whew. Let's see how that bank looks from back here. Okay, it's coming. But it's a softer edge too, so we're going to have to sometime in this paint soften this lower edge there. Now I want to go to juniper bushes. Juniper bushes. I'm going to go to a smaller brush, and this is a number 2, 2025 flat. So let's make some juniper. Let's go blue, yellow ochre, olive, and let's get some darks in these guys. Work the shapes. Almost down into here. Kind of getting back and squinting, and I'm looking for juniper shapes. And these have to come down quite a ways. Added some transparent oxide brown and some olive. Let's bring these down. me see if that value looks right from back here. I'm really putting some good darks on the bottom of these junipers. The desert junipers are kind of like a sage, you know, in other western landscapes. They're good things to balance with and have a good dark for something. Good hearty dark. I need to get some greens in there. All right, I'm going to add some Viridian in my mixture with olive, Viridian, nice green. Lighten it up a little bit. Lighten a little bit. Oh my goodness, it scared me. So that brings us to 30 minutes. I'm going to bring this to an end. So keep playing around on your junipers. Look at any shape changes and get those to where you are satisfied with your shapes. And keep getting back. Use big, strong strokes. We're still not into detail yet. Keep trying to get the darks to the right value and the lights to the right value also. All right, that brings us to an end. Thank you so much for part 2. All right, I'll see you in part 3.